Hey guys, hope you're on an amazing day. It's Nicholas here from NFX Sub. In today's analysis, we're going to take a look at gold, US oil, Bitcoin, and today we're going to be adding also SPX and Ethereum. For the first time just joining us, find it very helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. Last week I did not share any content because I was very busy, although I shared some posts in our Discord community. So if you're not there, please join our Discord community. All is going to be in the description below. So today we're going to focus on the macro lines of the market. Now, there's been too much noise on the daily activities, which is why I'm not going to be touching too much on the intraday chart analysis. Now, we are currently at an inflection point, or so I believe, both in Bitcoin, both in SPX, SP500, and also gold, and as well the entire cryptocurrency market. Now, the reason I believe we're at this inflection point is because something very interesting is happening in the market, which has to do with the United States interest rates and also the United States unemployment rates. This is also a global thing, although the US market has the biggest share of the Forex market, which is why we pay most attention to the US market. Now, last week I did an in-depth review of the market, which I believe every one of you here should go and take a look at rather. So I started with the Great Convergence, which I believe the cryptocurrency market right now has come to uh, close to its end, if not already as its end, And the reason I believe this is because of the halving theory. Now, yes, I understand a lot of people want to believe that Bitcoin is going to hit 180K, 200K, 250K, even some ridiculous amount of 300K. It is very possible that can happen, but I don't think now. I think maybe in the next rally. Now, for the last decade, Bitcoin has always worked with the convergence and not the convergence, the halving theory. And that halving theory gives us one and a half year, from the halving date to get to all-time high. If you check on the chat here, I actually made that very easy for you to see. So the last halving was in no, not this. Yeah, the last happening was in April 2024. Now, a lot of people are expecting us to see, euphoric end of year, December, and the reason is because of what we saw last in 2017. We saw that euphoric sporadic movements. Also, we had something similar in 2021, but they're not also considering the fact that in 2017 and in 2021, halving happened in the middle of the year. That was in June and also in May. So the May gave us that so like October, November peak, right? And we started dropping from November. While in the June time, 2017, we had from June to probably December was somewhere around 518 days, and same as 2021 cycle, 518 days, and that was 1.5 year, and that was because of the time of the halving. But this time around is different because halving happened in April, so it happened like a quarter early, and that means that most of the things we're going to see will likely end a quarter early than we expected. So, of course, this month everyone is expecting October. There's this is it's ridiculous in the crypto space, but then when we look at the chart, I don't think October will be a reality. Although right now Bitcoin is starting strong, but like I said, if you follow the market every single hour, every single day, you get jinxed up in the noise, and this may not last for long. It may be very short lived, and I expect to see more decline over the coming weeks. Now, the reason I'm saying about this is not just because of a feeling or because the average cycle is like an ultimate prediction of the market. Of course, it has been right so far. Last cycle, everyone expected Bitcoin to hit 100K. We didn't hit 100K. We stopped at 69K. 2017, we expected to see Bitcoin hit 50K. We didn't hit 50K. Even in traditional futures, we stopped at near around 20K. So right now, everyone's expecting the same thing. And I don't think we're going to see that. But also, the reason I don't believe this is also because of something that interesting about the SPX market. And if we take a look at the SPS market, we can see a very interesting setup here. Now, the SPS has been in a very long-term rally, and I believe that this is going to be like a very strong recession coming up soon because there's going to be a strong correction, I believe, due to the AI bubble, which I consider as AI bubble finance. And the reason I'm saying this is because there's very strong similarities between the movement of NVIDIA, and that of Cisco in dot-com bust. So NVIDIA right now is is trending so high, and it has the largest market share in the entire stock market among the S&P 500 stocks. And I think right now the overall stock market is at an all-time high, which is very, very significantly high from what we were expecting. So if this continues, well, it's possible it may continue, but I strongly doubt that. And the reason why I doubt that is because of the confluence. So if I go back here on the Great Divergence, you can see somewhat around here where I did this confluence, right? So we are at a time where we have the unemployment rates popping up, and also the interest rates, increasing, dropping down, and the employment rates going up. And also, this is the same period where we are having an all-time high in both the crypto market, the stock market, and also the what's it called, the gold markets. And this is why I'm strongly believing that they are all currently at their peak, and it's about to crash. And I'm not saying this to make anyone scared. I'm just saying it so that you can prepare better. And if it doesn't crash, no problem. But at least you plan better and you plan smarter. So this week we saw the U.S. government shut down, which has delayed a lot of things because right now we don't see any data. We didn't get the last unemployment rates. We didn't get the last NFP reports. We don't know yet what the poor is going to do about the interest rate because right now they're working on blind data, and there's already rumors of rate cuts. Now the rumors of rate cuts will always lead to an initial increase in price because most people are anticipating rate cut and expecting that, oh, the valuation of currency would inflation will definitely make safe haven assets more enticing and more risk asset. More people want to get into risk assets to get more profit. But then you have to see this like a fever. When someone has a fever and you're given a drug and it helps you for the first days, and you feel better, you feel like everything is good. But if that drug becomes consistent, then you know you're having health crisis, and health crisis is not something uh you want to be happy about. And that's the same thing we're having here in this current market cycle. When you see the first cuts, it's natural. Oh yes, oh maybe there's a little panic here and there, and then people rush to buy gold and get more risky asset and try to expect more profit because they feel stock will go up because there is a panic. But then when there's a crisis, nothing goes up, everything goes down, and that's the reason why I believe that we are at the inflection point for a possible crisis. I'm not saying that the crisis is 100% guaranteed to happen. I'm only saying that it could be the start of an early crisis. And if you check back on chat, you look back what happened in this is 2008, which was the housing bubble crisis. Everything was all the way up. Market was doing great, and all of a sudden, let me see if I can still pull up the. Okay, no, it's not here. But then market all of a sudden we started seeing the drop and consistent drop for over a year plus before we bottom out. Same thing happened in 2021, in 2020. Yeah, well, although this was around the COVID time when there was a crisis, the market crashes very fast. And also in 2000, .com burst, when the market had a crisis, it crashed. So even when interest rate was being called drop down, the market also went down with the interest rate. There was no positive or inverse correlation over there. And I think it's the same thing we're going to have right now. Right now, interest rate I just had is dead. It's close to its dead cross. Now we don't have the last data, and I don't know what the last data would have been. But now we have to wait for the next data to come up, which will be after the shutdown has been called up, or if there is an emergency cuts of interest rates within the shutdown, that would be catastrophic, and that would likely drag the price way lower than even expected. Because that confirms that there's a recession or there is a significant break in the system, which is not good for any trading asset at all in any case. Now, so we have to watch out for this. And even when you check this, like I said in my chat, like if you're going to go through the post, you see that 12 out of 12 times that we've had this macro debt cross here. I'm going to just highlight this here. We have it here. We had it here. Well, each time we have this debt cross, there's always a short time uh, a little short-term recession that the economy falls into, which is a very terrible thing. And that's why right now I'm very cautious in every asset I'm working with. And I implore you guys to be more cautious with your assets. Keep cash, have a lot of cash, spare cash, to deploy when the crash begins. Now, the last chart I'm going to look at is, yeah, I think I already covered all the chats. So this is the gold chats, which shows about the secular redeem. Yes, a lot of people are expecting that we're going to see a long-term bullish market in gold. Yeah, of course, we would get this, but even in the secular rhythm, it can still crash, and a crash of roughly 25% is still healthy within a secular long-term rhythm. It won't last for long because whenever the interest rate starts, once it bottoms out, then there is a correction, and that's when the major rally begins. Because by that time, currency would have been in a terrible state. Gold would have been very low enough to increase the CBN, the central bank's purchase, And also cryptocurrency as well would have bottomed out, and then the cycle will happen. So if there is hope for a super cycle, that will happen then. Probably not now. Of course, what do I know? I'm not a prophet, and I can only say the signals I'm seeing, and I think that's all for today. All right, guys, if you want to read more about these things, go to my page on TradingView, and you will see all the analysis there. We have the Great Convergence, we have the gold crisis pattern, also we have the AI bubble, which I believe about the SPX markets. And lastly, we have the alt season, which I believe has already happened and even going to happen anymore soon. It may not be so sporadic as expected. So, guys, thanks for watching. If, like I said, if you find it very helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and join our Discord community so you can stay active and follow up with our live real-time updates. Cheers, guys. See you all next week.